Hey everybody, Omar here, the Knife Shark Guy, and I am back with another fun-filled video for you. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a discontinued knife that is no longer on the market. Hopefully, we'll bring something back similar, or maybe he'll just bring it back, who knows? This is the Boost Blade Smoke, and I want to give a good quick shout out to my buddy Jim, who lives in California. He's an anesthesiologist. He is a gentleman that has the same exact knife disease that I do. Just can't seem to stop collecting knives. So I want to give a big shout out to him for selling me this wonderful piece for the same exact price that it was selling for 3 years ago when they actually had this knife on the website. So if we take a look at the knife, this part of the box just kind of slides right open. There's a picture of a dog on it. Boost Blades. I'm sure you guys get it. I'm assuming this may be a picture of his dog. I'm not sure. And you can tell that this gentleman, William Boost, and his wife, Leo Boost, they are a husband and wife team running this company. You can tell at one point, one of them or both of them were knife enthusiasts. When you see something that says your knife inside. And there's the company name, Boost Blades. We're going to go ahead and open it up. There it is. And when you look inside, it says everything you need to know about your new knife. There's paraphernalia there. Again, a reminder, knife enthusiasts, we hope you love your knife. Information about who they are. You can read that. How to clean your blade, how to handle your blade, all that. And, of course, their Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube channel, right? All on the paraphernalia. So let's put the box aside and let's get to the fiesta de resistance. So we're going to go ahead and pull this back, and we're going to just go ahead and take a look at the knife. I like to always take a look at the knife, give you guys a good quick look at it. Very, very beautiful knife. This is a light, very, very lightweight knife. Also perfectly balanced. What makes this knife so unique is that it is a full-size knife, and you're gonna see that right now. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons, and then we're gonna go ahead and get right into the specs, weight, size, blade length, all that jazz. But for now, let's see what it looks like up against the Zero Tolerance 0562. So as you can see, they're both the same exact size. This is a 3.5-inch blade. So is that. Take that away. Let's see what it looks like up against the more familiar Benchmade Anthem. Even more familiar Benchmade Anthem Integral. And as I put it up against other knives, you can see how slim the knife is. We put it up against other knives so you can see the length of the knife. But you can see just how slim this knife is. Let's go ahead and put it up against the Kershaw bare knuckle knife in carbon fiber. Again, how thin it looks, right? Same exact size and blade length, blade shape, all that. Not blade shape, but blade length. Smaller knives, so we can see. How about the Benchmade Tengu Flipper? And while we're at it, why not go ahead and put it up against the Zero Tolerance 0562? Love that one. And how about one of my all-time favorites, I'm sure your all-time favorite, Spyderco Swish Bowie. So blade length-wise, you can see that the Boost Blade Smoke has a longer blade length, with the Spyderco Swish Bowie coming in at 3.4 inches in blade length versus the 3.5-inch Boost Blades Smoke. So let's go ahead and get into the specs of this knife, the weight, the size, and all that. So let's go ahead and do that. So the overall length from head to toe of this thin sucker is 8 inches. The weight of the knife is 2.85 ounces. The blade length, again, as I have said, is 3.5 inches. The blade material on the original Smoke was S35VN. This one has a super steel on it, an M390. The handle material is 6AL 4V titanium. This is a frame lock knife. The knife is designed by William Booz, and it is manufactured in China by a company called Weknives. So this is a weknife. The action on this knife is absolutely superb. It runs on ceramic ball bearings. As you can see, it's a very fast knife. Opens and closes incredibly quick. It feels good to close and open this knife, I gotta say. So on one side of the knife, we have all carbon fiber slab. On the other side, we have titanium, along with a beautiful titanium pocket clip there, and titanium back spacer. The price for this knife at the time that it was running is right around $240, which is what I paid for it. $240, $230, right around there. What makes this knife so unique is how light it is. It's an incredibly, incredibly light knife. And it's so thin, I wish I had one on me, but I don't. I was trying to see if I could put it up against... here we go. The profile of this knife is so thin, if I take my Apple Pencil, it's almost the same thinness as an Apple Pencil. That is just so sleek and crazy. So sleek and crazy. I love that. This knife is one of those that will just disappear in your pocket. What makes this knife also unique is that it's got M390 on it. So if you needed to do a heavy-duty job, and this is the only knife you have in your pocket, you could do that. You could open up a heavy-duty box with this thing. You're not going to break it. I would have to say, however, this is not a knife that is meant to open heavy-duty boxes repetitively. Let's say like the 05620 tolerance knife, which can pretty much cut through a car if you wanted to. I'm kind of exaggerating there, but just by the look, aesthetically, you can see this one is such a much, much larger knife. I mean, if you needed to, there'd be no mistake that if you had two knives in your drawer and you were going to open boxes all day long, you're going to choose this one. However, like I said, you can open heavy-duty boxes with this. It's just not one that I would use repetitively. So, while I have this knife out, I want to explain the mechanism on this knife, or not the mechanism, but the deployment on it is completely different. If you take a look at the knife, you see little doohickeys on both of the knives. I call them doohickeys for anyone that seems to be watching my channel that's not a knife enthusiast. But if you take a look at the Zero Tolerance 0562, the flipper is on the side, which is the way you would open it, right? I'm going to put this away now versus the Booz Blades Smoke, where the flipper is on the top. And you look at that thing and you have no idea how the hell do I keep open this knife. Basically, you would take your thumb and just kind of press it and it will push open. So the way that works is you got the whole entire handle of the knife in this part of your hand, and then you just lightly take this flipper here and make it act as if though it's a button, and you just push back and the blade will pop right out. A very, very, very beautiful looking knife. I am surprised, and while I'm looking at it, I'm surprised they didn't call this knife the Booz Blades 3. I will explain why. Let's start with the front side of the knife. You got 1, 2, 3 strikes right there, and while we're looking at that, I wanted to bring this to your attention. These are called speed holes. Basically, they basically just balance the knife and make it kind of lighter. But basically, aesthetically, it also looks beautiful. You can see all the way through the knife, and then when you close the knife, you get the whole gray covering it. So it looks kind of nice aesthetically. You know, it's like I can see the knife, and now I can't see the knife, and now I can, and now it's kind of changed color. It's just an aesthetic thing, but it looks very beautiful just to see that. So you got the 3 holes here, 3 speed holes here. And then you've got, if I bring it closer, you can see 1, 2, 3 strikes on the inside of the pivot here. And then if we take a look at the knife, it's got 3 screws holding it, right? 1, the pivot, 2, and then 3 down here. And then if we flip over to the other side, again, 1, 2, 3. While we're at it, let's take a look at the pocket clip. Look at that, 1, 2, 3 strikes right on the pocket clip. So he's got this 3 theme going. I'm trying to say that 50 times. 3 theme. And then on this side, we've got 1, 2, 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3 spaces. Right? We also have 1, 2, 3, like sort of metal notches there. And then you got 1, 2, and then there's the 3rd metal notch. So there's a lot of 3s on here, making me think that there's a reason for the theme of 3 on this knife. I didn't really see that until like later on today. Also, I'm going to take my glove off. There's multiple openings with this knife, making it a very, very fidgety knife. One of the ways I can't actually do it, but I'm going to try. I'm going to take my glove off. My hands do crack and bleed, which is why I wear gloves. So just ignore what you're looking at. But I had to show that I can deploy the knife. So we can open the knife in many ways. So if we take a look at it, there's one way to deploy it, right? You just wrap your finger around it and then pops open. That's one way. Another way, which is just the regular way I showed you, which is popping it open like that. And then the 3rd way is, well, if I could do that, there you go. You can middle finger flick it with your middle finger. Just take your hand and then it'll pop open real quick. That's actually the fastest way to do it, in my opinion, is to just do that. So there's a lot of multiple ways of opening this knife. And if you are a person who is into like finger fidgeting, this will be the knife for you. I'll put the glove back on now and not show the horror of my hands. I do apologize for it. I've tried all kinds of things to get rid of that. So let's go ahead and get back into the knife itself. So as I said before, this knife is pretty much an illusion. You never would think that something so thin and so slim could be used to be doing some sort of heavy-duty cutting, but it can do just about anything and everything that a regular size knife can do. It's just that the profile is so slim, the knife is so light, the action is incredible. I want to mention that the knife runs on ceramic bearings, ball bearings. And the reason that is an excellent thing to mention is because ceramic bearings, they don't need to be oiled. They stay nice and cool, and you don't have to worry about oiling them. They'll just always stay, the action will always be this good. Always. Versus having steel ball bearings, where every once in a while you may want to oil it. Because steel ball bearings produce friction. Friction produces heat, and that will cause a shoddy action after a while, and causing you to need to oil your knife to get those ball bearings to cool, and then your action is back, as you see here. So on this knife, there's no need to do that. This knife is a frame lock knife. So basically, in case any of you guys aren't aware what a frame lock is, basically the knife, when you open it, what holds the knife open is actually the handle of the knife. So if I can show you this, and this is really for people that are not into knives. When this knife opens, this cutout here will automatically pop and block the knife. So now, while this frame is pushed inside the knife, there's no way to close the knife at all, unless you disengage this with your thumb, push it out of the way, and close it. The knife also has a lock bar insert, a very small one, but you can see that. And a lock bar insert is basically to prevent lock stick. Sometimes in some of these knives, the knife will not smoothly close. Sometimes this will get stuck underneath the knife, and then you won't be able to push the frame out of the way to close the knife. So that's what this little insert is for. Another unique thing about this knife that I really want to mention that I absolutely love on this knife, love, 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 is that this is a captured pivot. And I'm going to explain what that is real quick. On most knives, whether it's a frame lock or a liner lock, it would use what's called a 2 Torx system to open the knife. So basically what that means is with this 0 tolerance 0562, what you would need to take this knife apart is you're going to need a screwdriver on this side and a screwdriver on that side, and you're going to have to kind of undo that and then until it will loosen and then pop open the knife. With the boost blade smoke, which is actually a rarity, I think, but because it's a special knife, I'm kind of glad that he did this. This is a captured pivot, so this pivot here is actually closed off. There's no way you can open it, so how do you take the knife apart? Well, this knife, this part of the knife, you just go ahead and don't even worry about it. You're going to take it apart with this part here. Just unscrew that, and unscrew that, and your knife will come apart nice and easy. Why a captured pivot is easier? Many reasons, but one of the main reasons is the centering. The centering is pretty much, I think that the centering is pretty much set on a captured pivot unless it was done wrong. Basically, this pivot will stay in and you will tighten it until the blade becomes perfectly centered, as you see here. And this one is dead on centered. Dead on centered, just absolutely beautiful. So the captured pivot is always a plus. I just love the action on this thing, man. It is just absolutely insane. And it's not even a custom knife. You know, it's a knife that's made by a very small company in Kansas City. And they're the ones that made this design, and it is a brilliant, brilliant one. You've also got a lanyard ring hole right about here on the side there. In case you wanted to have, you know, a nice little lanyard hanging from it, you can do that as well. The ergonomics on the knife, for a knife that is so slim, the ergonomics are perfect. Even people with big hands would not have a problem feeling comfortable holding this in their hand. You've got your full hand kind of just contouring up against it. And just, even if you were to grip it tight, it's very, very comfortable. The sleekness of the knife is the fact that it just kind of disappears in your pocket. I mean, I think I don't know if I did this already, but yeah, again, you know, like I said, it's so slim. You know, there's my Apple Pencil, and there's the knife. I mean, it almost looks, if you turn it on the side, right, it's the same profile. There's no way that it's gonna, you know, the fact that you're gonna feel like you don't even have a knife on you for a while there. So yeah, that's always a nice feature. So the Boost Blade Smoke, we have a slim profile knife built for not built for heavy duty jobs, but can do heavy duty jobs. You would probably use this knife lightly for paper, opening envelopes and things, and some heavy duty tasks every once in a while if you need it. It's good to know that this slim knife can do those jobs. But again, you know, if you're looking for just a knife, keep in mind, this knife is really on the market for knife enthusiasts, knife fidgeters like myself, who will literally sit there, watch TV, and like flip this thing 100 times for just pure EDC enjoyment. That's basically what the knife is for, and designed to appeal to people of that nature. But you know, it's not wrong if you were not a knife person, you decide, you know what, I want to buy this knife. And actually, unfortunately, you can't because it's discontinued. So If you were to get a hold of this knife, though, yeah, definitely check it out. The price point for this knife is $240 at the time that it was running. In other words, not discontinued. It's right around $240 nowadays. The cheapest you could probably get this knife is probably like $340. I've seen it for go for like $500. I mean, the knife has made that much of an impression on the knife community that people will go for that price on a knife like this, just because of the features that it came with. So real quickly, I just wanted to say that the Boost Blade Smoke has now been replaced by its new predecessor, and it's the Boost Blades Mini. As you can see, the knife is half the size. This is what's currently on the market now. I did a video on this knife. If you want to see the video on this one, you can go ahead and check it out. This one is also for sale on eBay by me. So if you're interested, you may want to check that out. Like I said, I am selling it, so you can go ahead and check that out there on eBay. So this is Omar, the Knife Shark Guy, giving you guys a quick look at the Boost Blade Smoke and the impression that it has given a lot of people in the knife community. It's just one knife, but it made such an overall impression. William Boost really did hit this one out of the ballpark with this slim profile knife that no one has ever seen before. I don't think anyone actually ever really believed that it would take off the way that it did. So this is Omar, the Knife Shark Guy, signing off. Hoping that if you are lucky enough and you are able to find this knife like I did, yeah, definitely grab it. It is just a spectacular piece to own in any collection. This is Omar, the Knife Shark Guy, signing off, saying thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video because my next knife is going to be spectacular. It is a custom South African piece, and I am going to actually post that one up on Knife Shark Bite on my channel as the third knife presentation. And I will see you guys next time right here on the Knife Shark channel. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a wonderful evening.